Alright, welcome to a tutorial on how to create a spreadsheet to track your stocks. We're going to be using Google Docs, and I thought I'd put the little webcam picture in there so that you could see the sweet beard. I don't know how much longer my wife will let me keep it. So anyway, let's get started. The first thing we need to do is I went to my Google Drive, drive.google.com, and then I'm going to create a new spreadsheet, and I should probably give it a title, so I'll call it stock spreadsheet. You can call it whatever you like. And the first thing that we've got to do is we've got to pick some companies that we're going to invest in. So companies that I want to invest in, and equally important, I need the symbol for each of those companies. If you don't know what a company is, maybe you wanted to invest in, I don't know, a General Motors, I would highly recommend going to wallstreetjournal.com, WSJ.com, and just doing a search for General Motors. There we go, and it's GM. It'll pull up the current stock price, and it'll give you that symbol that it's tracked in either New York Stock Exchange or NASDAQ or one of the other indexes. Sorry, one of the other exchanges. So anyway, we're going to pick 5 companies. You're going to put them in and their symbol in. You should also put in a today, or let's call it purchase date, the date that you're buying these stocks, and the purchase price. So I'm going to put in, look at that, it's 9/10 2013, and the purchase price would be that current price that we have right here. So 36.90 is going to be the price that I want to put in. So take a few minutes. You're going to pick 5 companies, or I'm going to pick 5. I suppose for my class you're going to pick 5. If you're somebody else who stumbled across this video, put in whatever companies you want to. Voila! And we're back. And I have my 5 companies picked. I've got their symbols, I've got the purchase date, their purchase price. One thing that I might want to do while I'm at it, right now my purchase prices are just numbers, they're just decimals. I do want them to show up like money, so I'm going to choose the whole row, click on column. I'm going to click on column D, and I'm going to change it format as currency. If you wanted a different sort of it to look a little bit different, there's a bunch of different ways you can format those numbers. But I think just the currency, the default one there, will work for my sake. The next thing I got to decide is the initial investment. For our project, I'm giving you each $100,000. The easy way to divide it among 5 companies is to simply put $20,000 into each company. That's what I'm going to do. If you want to split it up a little different, that's fine, just as long as it adds up to $100,000 total. Same as before, we want that to look like currency. Although actually, since I'm using whole numbers, I'm going to format that number. Here we go. And I'm going to do it currency like this with no decimal places. And then I should also add those up, and the function to add stuff up would be equals sum. Anytime you're putting in a function, you always put equals first, just like in basically every spreadsheet program I've ever used. Sum is normally the function for adding things up, and in parentheses I just can click and highlight the cells that I want, so E2 to E6, and it does add up to $100,000. I'm good. Next thing we need to calculate is the number of shares that we own. If I have $20,000 and I use that to invest in GM stock, that's $36.90, I need to figure out how many shares I'm able to buy, and the math behind that's pretty simple. It just equals. So again, I want this to calculate something. I start with equals 20,000. I clicked on it, divided by the share price. Now I intentionally have that E2 divided by D2 because the spreadsheet program will be smart enough, if I click that bottom right corner and drag it down, to copy that formula down. So this is E3 divided by D3. The next one down is E4 divided by D4, etc. Same as before, I got to change the format here because it thinks it should be dollars because we had dollars and dollars. So let's change that number into I'm going to go to decimals rounded to 2. That'll look nice. In real life, you wouldn't be able to buy fractions of shares, but for this experiment we're just going to use fractions of shares, and that's fine. The next thing that we need then, we've got our initial investment, our number of shares. We probably want to find out what is it currently worth. And this is going to be the current, I could call it current share price or current price. If I do current share price, it's going to be a little bit longer of a title, so actually I think I'm going to change it back to just current price. And what we want here is for the spreadsheet to go, I don't want to have to go look it up each time. I want it to go find it for me. And in Google Spreadsheets there's a wonderful function called Google Finance. All it requires is a symbol and then the attribute, and the attribute in this case that we're looking for is price. If you want more information about how to use these functions, you can click on View an Example or view the complete list. It'll give you a little bit more information about it. But I want to use that Google Finance. The symbol, conveniently, I have located over in column B, so I can just click on that and then comma, because the other part of the argument was what attribute am I looking for, and I am looking for price. So I put price in quotations, close my parentheses, and notice they will go and find the current price. Now quotes, notice, may be delayed up to 20 minutes. Information is provided as is and solely for informational purposes, not trading purposes or advice. There's their disclaimer. But same thing as before, we can click that bottom right corner, copy it for each cell. Also want to change current price into dollars again so it looks nice. Then I can I can do a column of the current value of my investment. So I own this number of shares, they're currently worth this amount, so it equals my number of shares times my current price. Now you'll notice my prices, it's after hours, these prices should be the same, but they're not. It's probably because Google Finance, my guess is grabbing the closing price instead of the after hours trading price. I could be wrong, it could be the other way around. I'm not going to worry about the difference for right now. We're just going to set this up so it works properly. So again, I'm just doing number of shares, F2 times G2. Again, I can copy that formula down, and I should format the currency nice. And then lastly, same as I did in column E, I should add that up. So sum equals sum, H2 to H6. And so far, theoretically, I've made $177. Now, if the market were open, these prices would keep updating, and you'd see them changing, and you'd see your current value changing and the total value of your investment changing. It's pretty cool. We need two more columns. We need the net change, so how much has our investment gone up or down or the other way. Obviously I've made $54 here, and the way I know that, it simply equals my current value minus my initial investment. And same as before, I can copy that function down. So that function was simply H2 minus equals H2 minus E2. Should make those look like money. And lastly, I want to calculate my percent change. How much has my investment gone up or down in terms of percent? The math behind that, I won't go into it, but it's simply your net change divided by your initial investment. Same as before, I'm going to copy that formula down. In fact, I'm going to copy that one all the way down. I forgot to do my sum in this one in I6. So let me do that quickly. Sum of my net change. And that'll give me the percent there. Of course, now it's showing in dollars, so again, I want to convert that, format it as a percent. So it's looking good. There are a few last details to kind of make it look a little bit nicer. The first thing, my column titles, I want them to be in bold, so I'm going to highlight the entire row, click bold, or You can hit Command B, that'll do the same thing. I'm also going to do the same for my totals row. The other nice thing to kind of separate the titles from the rest of it is to put in a little border. So borders are up at the top. I chose the cells that I want, and I want to put a bottom border in there. And in my totals row, I want to put a little top border. There's the top border. The last thing, and this is a minor thing, but in net change and in percent change, so I chose both rows by clicking and dragging, I'd like it if these are negatives for that to kind of show. And so we're going to do a little conditional formatting for these two columns. And the way we do that, we go Format to Conditional Formatting. It's clever how they name these things. And the condition we're looking for is that if the cell is less than 0, then I want actually my text color to be white, and I want my background color to be red. Maybe you could do text color as red and background color as gray. I guess it doesn't really matter, just something that will stand out a little bit. But I'm going to do that white and red. I'll save those rules, and of course nothing changes right now because all of my investments are in the positive. But imagine that this General Motors stock dropped to, I don't know, $28. Immediately you'll see how much I've lost. You'll see my percent change, and you'll see it also in my totals column down there. So I'll undo that, Command Z, and if you got to this point and you're in my class and you need to turn it into me, the only step that's left is to share and then enter my email, tstapert@grchristian.org. So thank you for watching. I hope this helps if you are missing anything. And of course, if you have problems, email me, tstapert@grchristian.org, or come see me after class. Thanks.